Yeah, I forgot about that.
Here we go. Here we go. No, it's with a K, not a C. You're fired, Justin. You're fired.
She's not trying to fix something, but I don't want to fix it.
So everybody say hi to the podcast.
What up, podcast?
What up?
Are you ready? Welcome, everybody.
Good morning,
to the Wrestling Reel. Welcome to Fox Sports Show's hottest new sports talk show, The Wrestling Reel with Drum and Drummer, here on 97.9 FM and 1340 AM. I am the babyface of the show, Chad Burdine, and this right here is the ultimate heel, Justin Holder. How you doing, man?
You just call me Holder.
Of course, I have to. Boulder.
Over the shoulder, Boulder Holder. Yeah. It's good to be here again, Chad.
Yeah, we had a really good weekend, but this show is being brought to you today by, who was the sponsor this week? It's Papa John's Chicken Wing Shack.
Papa John's,
Papa Shango.
Well, you botched that one.
Hold it up.
See, we wanted to say this show is brought to you in part by Papa Shango's Chicken Shack, where you kill them, we'll grill them. You buy them, we'll fry them. But please botch again for us.
Oh no, we're not botching anymore today because we just came back from a great local wrestling show indie wrestling show from Southern Legacy Wrestling,
SLW, Southern Legacy Wrestling, and it was actually at the Northwest Shoals Community College.
Gymnasium. Awesome. The acoustics in the room are great. Really good card. We'll get to that a little later, but we're also going to cover today's show an actually really good Monday Night Raw from last night that was in Dallas. Did you like the show last night, Justin? From Raw?
I like the appearances.
I mean, legends left and right, decent storylines, the build for this Sunday's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view that's coming up. And where is that? Is it at the Staples?
I'm pretty sure it's at the Staples Center.
Yeah, in LA this year. It's man, the bill was really good for that. But in the meantime, before we get to our show, be sure to follow the official Twitter page of the Wrestling Reel at Real2Us979 and use the hashtag Wrestling Reel. That's Wrestling REAL. And you can follow my Twitter page at Chad Burdine and Justin's page at Drummerho. And don't forget, we do have a Facebook page, so please be sure to look up the Wrestling Reel and hit that like button. And Chris, how you doing, Chris? Other producer here today. How you doing, man?
Doing great, man.
Max?
Doing good.
Oh, come on, Max. We haven't seen you in a few days. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, you no-showed for the wrestling event this weekend.
Well, I'm sorry, I had to work.
And you no-showed last night.
I'm sorry, dude.
I had to work again.
Hang on, wrestling trumps everything. Okay? Understand that when you're in this room, wrestling trumps everything.
It's top rope priority, man.
Hey,
top rope priority.
I think it's time to fire him.
I think it's time you're fired.
Uh-oh.
Actually, you know what? We're all going to give him a flare chop today.
No.
That's what we're going to end the show today with some flare chops to Max because he definitely deserves it for not being here.
And for those of y'all that don't know, Max works at Publix in Florence.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. But Max works at Publix and he's always there. So if you ever go into Publix, just ask for Max from the Wrestling Reel.
Oh, he'll get the job done. He'll get the job done for sure.
He can get anything out of the back that y'all need.
You need help taking the groceries to your car?
That's not my job.
But it can be.
But the fish is, though. You work with the fish.
No.
The fish and the sushi.
But we're happy to have you here again, Max.
I'm happy to be here.
Good.
Are we streaming live today?
No, not live.
We will have the show uploaded to our YouTube Drum and Drummer page later on today. So, yeah, don't forget that this show is all about you. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear everything there is to know from your side.
Y'all make
about
this show
wrestling.
for us.
Yeah, and we love talking to you guys. So be sure to talk live on air with us here at the station at 256-764-1340. Again, that's
764-1340. And if I could, I just want to give a shout out to my main man, Kelvin Holly, who's raking his yard right now. Just want to say, good job, little buddy.
It's a good day. It's a beautiful day.
Him and Rob Landfair out there raking leaves.
Oh, gosh.
He told me to bring a rake and come over.
You guys would never rake anything.
He just says, grab a rake and come over. Yeah, we had a great weekend, Chad. It was actually a lot of fun. We played somewhere Friday, I think. We played the Marriott Friday.
Yeah, early show. Not a sponsor, but it was a really good show.
It was good. It was fun. And then Saturday, we actually had a wedding to play at, and it got canceled. So you actually found us a gig down at the Rising Crust, and we'll just leave it at that. It was fun.
Yeah, it was the best show we've ever played.
Yeah, and then Sunday is where we're getting to. Southern Legacy Wrestling had a show in town here at the Northwest Shoals Community College gymnasium.
Yeah.
You had Cowboy James Storm, Crimson from TNA, the Rock and Roll Express, which Ricky no-showed,
Mr. Anderson.
Wait a minute.
Anderson
was there as well. And we had a bunch of other local wrestlers. Jeremiah Plunkett, which he actually works for other indie federations.
Jeremiah, that was his first name.
Jeremiah.
Or it was it Shades? Was that one of the guys? The opening
Shades
match?
was I don't know his last name, but it was almost like Apollo. You know where you went Cruz.
Yeah.
We had
Shades.
So there wasn't a ton of people there, but we, if I could talk arrogantly for a second, we made that show.
If we were not there with the energy that we brought, it would have been a pretty boring show. I
would have.
I don't think, because at the end of we'll get into it later, but James Storm, who is
let's just get into it now.
Well, he's currently the NXT new signee, and who's been with TNA Impact Wrestling
since
for
day
years. And he was with Bobby Roode, with Beer Money. Great tag team. Actually had a singles run. Was he actually champion at one time?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think at one time he was the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I mean, credentials are fantastic, but he did a local show like we were talking about in Northwest Shoals on Sunday at the gym, and man.
And hang on, let's get.
Fantastic.
That was like the fourth match. So let's go through it. Like first match,
match
was a couple local guys. It was good, and we're of course when me and you walk into a room from day one when we've ever gone anywhere.
We mark out wherever we go.
There's probably 150 people,
if that.
I mean, it wasn't the biggest show, but I'll tell you what, we were loud.
Well, you got to think, at the very beginning they say, well, everybody please stand and remove your caps for the singing of the national
anthem. And we all stand up and we're facing the flag.
Well, yeah, we all turn around. The flag is on the stage, so the audience just turns and we're looking. We're about to salute the flag.
And for those of y'all that don't know, too, Matt Selesky, your morning guy here on 97.9 Fox Sports,
called us.
No, he was there.
I know, but he called us. He wanted to go with us. He knew how exciting, how much of a fun time it would be if he went to a wrestling show with us. And so he sat front row, ringside as well, on the other side,
2 seats back. But all of a sudden, there's this long pause, and we're waiting on them to cue the music.
Well, they played the wrong song.
They played the wrong song.
At the beginning, we're going
botch.
Like, what do we like? Do we show respect? Do we laugh? I mean.
But then out of nowhere, you hear, "Oh, say!" And I look over, and Selesky is over there singing the national anthem.
And then next thing you know,
everyone's singing.
We sing the entire national anthem, and then at the very end we get a "We are awesome" chant going on, and it was so much fun. I mean, it was really cool to see when technology fails and power doesn't really work the way it is, that organic is always the way to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, from the beginning of the national anthem, we knew that it was going to be a hot night. I mean, the crowd's already into it, so.
And a lot, like we sat in front of these. There was like 4 kids behind us.
Max, did you enjoy the show? Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Yeah,
show.
you worked. Yeah. You had to work.
Shut up, Max.
I enjoyed the pictures.
Shut up, Max. You enjoyed our pictures?
Yeah.
I got your belt signed again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Robert from the Rock and Roll Express. I knew how much you love them.
Yeah.
That was another error on Chad's part. He meant to put in something else, but Val Venus just appeared. But anyways, the first real match of that night was there was a couple, people we didn't know at the beginning, and then all of a sudden Crimson comes out, and
Big guy. He's really tall.
He's a really tall guy. I've been a fan of his since he started in TNA. I was actually when he showed up. He has the look. He's good in the ring, and I'm pretty sure he's an ex-military guy, which makes him even way more badass than most wrestlers.
He's legit for sure.
He's totally legit, and he was wrestling, and we started cheering for him, and he took a selfie with us as he walked by.
But who was he wrestling at Jeremiah?
No, that wasn't him.
I
don't know who that guy was. He's a local. He travels around here. I don't know who that guy was. Jeremiah Plunkett was who fought Anderson.
Oh, okay. Well, who was was that not the Bastion Booger guy?
I yelled Bastion Booger because he looked like Bastion Booger, but I don't know his name.
He looked a lot like him.
So he had these little tights that reminded me of Bastion Booger.
Played a great crybaby heel,
but actually,
though.
He was a total crybaby heel. Y'all shut up. Shut up.
Get him off me. Get him off me. Don't touch me.
He's in the ropes. Get off me. So at one point, we got our "Please retire" chant going for him. And of course, out of all these people, it's just me, you, and Chris yelling it.
Well, what I love, I'm sure there was a spot where they were supposed to take some time out of the ring, but since the referee was not doing his job, you're supposed to count to 10 if somebody's outside, and you could win by count out.
And this guy was outside of the ring.
Well, the referee was not doing his job, so every time they would get a submission move, we'd be like, "Ask him! Ask him!
Check his vitals, Rick!
Check him!" And so he goes on the outside
and he's yelling at all the crowd.
Yeah, he's like playing a spot, he was supposed to go outside and get some cheap heat from the crowd. So we all start counting 1, 2,
and we get all the way to 9. And the ref's not counting; it's just us. And the guy rolls.
But the crowd's chiming in, so we're all
the
entire gymnasium is counting, to 10. And he's kind of upset because he's not able to do his little cheap heat spots that he's doing on the outside. So what does he do? He slides in and then slides back out to restart the count. So it's a fresh 10 count. And it was just well played,
We clapped for him. We were like, "Good job, well played, sir." But Crimson, man, we met him afterwards during the intermission. To be honest, man, I've met a bunch of wrestlers now. One of the coolest guys I've met.
Yeah, totally. And he even gave us some info, hopefully we can actually do some stuff. He found out
we had our show here.
He's got a show in Clarksville coming up in December.
It's called Tried and True Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
And so I've been looking it up. Maybe we'll get him on the show at some point. But man, he wrote down his Facebook, said he was an admin for that. Get in touch with him.
Took a picture with him. Had our banner that said.
Yeah, we'll post this on our wrestling reel too. These photos we're talking about. And but he was just awesome.
Gave us a too sweet.
We all too sweeted in the picture, and the TNA shop guy was there.
That was another thing that was kind of weird to me. I get it. Some of the Sting's not there anymore, of course, but they're selling a lot of his old masks. They had a ton of just old TNA merchandise that's not being sold at all. That was being sold at the merch table at the show. And Justin, how much money did you end up spending?
Oh, I spent like $70 almost.
What all did you buy?
I bought a Rock and Roll Express picture.
And
honestly, one of the coolest Rock and Roll Express T-shirts
awesome.
I've ever seen. It was like straight out of 1982 on a T-shirt. Paid for the ticket, and then you had to pay to get them to sign stuff, so I slipped them more money here and there, and bought something else. I forgot.
I'm just really bummed.
I spent more there at Northwest Shoals Community College than I did at NXT at War Memorial. So, but Crimson was my favorite of the day.
But were you bummed that Ricky Morton was in there? I was. I was looking forward to him. I wanted to see that epic blonde rock and roll mullet.
Sure, I wanted to see that, but Rock and Roll Express were advertised to be there, and Ricky Morton no-showed.
Commodity, I think, right now, and,
But he as he's coming out, the crowd's just, nobody cheered for him. We were outside. We didn't hear anybody cheer for James Storm when he walked out, and I missed the entrance.
We were still messing
talking
with
to Crimson. So we go in and we sit at our seats. First thing we do is NXT, and James Storm turns around
before
and
they lock up,
us,
before they even start.
And
he
starts giggling like he knew we were the guys.
And he says, "This is actually my last date before I've got to go there."
He yelled that. He goes, "This is one of my last few dates, I think, something like that." But through the whole match, we're yelling at him, and he gets a guy out on the ring, and he's holding the guy in almost a full Nelson, reverse full Nelson in a way. And he walks around and he gets the little kids to slap him on the chest.
Yeah, he goes along the gated area.
The gated area. He's like, "You kids want to hit him? Slap him in the chest."
It was so awesome. And we're hoping that he makes his way close to us so we can actually partake.
And that guy's name was Michael Steele.
Okay, good job. Listen to you.
I remember
Mr.
that.
Mike Tenay over here.
I know. Jeff Harvey. And so I'm up against the railing, second row, and we yelled like, "Let us chop him," and he goes, "You want to do something?" And James Storm yells at me to put my
Put your foot up.
Put my foot up. So I put my foot up on the railing, and he runs the guy's head into my foot. We've got video of that. It was just pretty awesome, you know, to have James Storms do that. Afterwards, he cut a quick little promo of, he says, "You know, guys, I appreciate y'all. Don't know how hard those guys back there work."
Heartfelt promo.
Heartfelt.
I mean, it really was.
But it was because we were chanting NXT.
Exactly.
I know it was.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have done that otherwise.
Yeah. If
But
we did not bring any acknowledgement at all that the fact that he was, you know, signing with NXT and that he's already debuted, you know, and he's already, like I said, he's a hot commodity backstage in the dirt sheets right now. So yeah, James Storm, awesome job.
And
Awesome.
afterwards,
Great.
he said, "You never know who back there is going to be somebody out there, you know, in the wrestling world."
Because I used to do it all the time.
I used to do it all the
these
time.
jams all the time around the country. He's like, but now
I'm moving on to bigger things.
He's like, I'm going somewhere else.
And then he goes, "And if you don't like it,
Sorry about your damn luck."
And that was it. It was
And then we
pretty
start
cool.
chanting NXT, and then he walks by us and takes a selfie, and it was pretty cool.
That was a cool moment. I wanted to meet him, but it didn't work out.
We got lots to cover on today's show, though.
We do
A
have
whole
lots to
lot. We got
cover.
Brock Lesnar's.
But when we come back, I want to
Stone
tell our
Cold
Mr. Anderson
podcast.
story.
Oh, yeah,
we haven't
we'll
gotten to
get more into
Mr.
that.
Anderson yet about
Mr. Anderson.
Anderson. We'll be right back here on the Wrestling Room. Y'all stick around.
Be back.
Now we got a call.
Nerd alert.
What?
Oh, Gibson. You know,
Hello?
Say thanks, Google.
This is Wrestling Real. Hello?
Hey, you there?
Elliot, what's up, dude?
Homie.
What's going on, dude?
Well, I was trying to call and get on in the middle of your sex.
Well, hey, I'm about to come back from commercial break. Stick on for a minute.
How long you got?
Like 2 minutes at least.
Put it back on automatic when you got commercial break.
Who is it?
Elliot Thorne, he's a good buddy of ours.
I think Elliot used to be in that band Salvatron.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Dude, they suck.
I have not wanted to hear that band name in forever.
Can he hear us?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, he heard us. Oh man.
Hey, buddy. Man, you were great in that band.
So what happens?
Smallwood was periscoping last night, and I made him, I wrote "Sing My Shame," and he started singing My Shame.
Here I am.
We can hear you a little bit.
I found a cassette tape.
Of Salvatron?
Yeah, last night.
I didn't, you said I have cassette tapes in cassette tapes. That's all it said.
Yeah.
And I was drunk, sorry I didn't respond back.
Or he's probably sleeping.
Dude, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I was wide awake.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. What cassette tape did you find?
The youth rally tape. I don't even know.
Live?
Was that from the Mission Church?
It could have been.
The St. Florian
Dude,
Mission
please
Church?
tell me it's the one where Eric goes, or John goes, "Do y'all feel that?"
That
Yeah,
is.
man, it's God. No, it's not God.
It was like the turn of the millennium. It was like right before 2000.
That was Y2K.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Y2K? Sure.
No, we're on a wrestling show. It's Y2J.
Right.
Did I just hear you have a beep, Elliot? You better not, dude. You don't call my show and then get other calls.
Oh, no.
I've made the big time, bruh. Give us just a second. We're about to be back on the air.
Did the wedding get canceled?
No, they wanted to use a CD player.
Really?
Yeah.
Whose wedding was it?
I don't know, but we had this book forever, like months, and that day, she didn't even call him. He said, "What do we have to be there?" "Oh, we're using an iPod."
Dangerous. Let us know at that'snotcool.com.
That's not cool.com.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Is that how you feel about Saturday? That's not cool.com.
That's how I feel about you. No showing.
Hey, let's before we.
You're not gonna drop
Just
it
pitch the number and keep calling.
That's right, Pirate fans. Join me, Randall Martin.
What?
You're not gonna let it go, are
This
you?
week's game.
I didn't know show.
Your upcoming game.
I told you I wasn't gonna be there. There's a difference.
97.9 FM, Fox Sports Shows.
What do want?
The Wrestling Reel with Drum and Drummer on Fox Sports Show every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Join Justin Holder and Chad Burdine as they bring you all your wrestling coverage.
Dude, that's me. He just said my name.
And my name. Oh my gosh, we're Drum and Drummer, and we're back here on the Wrestling Grill. Don't forget, guys, this show's all about you, so we want to hear from you guys. Call us here, talk live at the station at 256-764-1340.
We are Fox Sports.
And don't forget, we are. You can listen live on the Fox Sports Shows app, so be sure to download that. And if you can't listen in your car or at work right now, you can always listen on your phone, your smartphone, your tablet, your mobile device, whatever. But we do have a call right now.
God, you take forever.
Hey, man, so does Roman Reigns, but we all still love him, don't we? No.
We have a caller. Who is this? Oh, God, this is Elliot Thorne, isn't it? Hey,
Running
man.
wild for years. We've been running wild.
We put my brother in a sumo suit in a wrestling ring, and we were all jumping off the top rope, and Chris Smith actually elbow dropped him and knocked him out. Probably. We beat the crap out of him. Yes. We're going to get a purity clap.
Josh was the ultimate jobber. He really was.
And he's alive. Oh, I mean, and it sounds like I'm being the egotistical guy. No, I'm dead serious.
It's true.
If we had not yelled like as much as we did, it would have been introducing Mr. Anderson. Yay.
Oh, okay.
Boo.
Go to the back.
That would have been it.
Yeah.
We screamed. I couldn't even. We had a gig yesterday, and I had to give it up because I lost my throat. I screamed so loud at everybody because we're so close. You know, it's not like being at Raw. It's not like being at NXT. It's not like being at TNA. These guys can hear every little word we say.
And, man, the voice just carries in the room, in that gymnasium like crazy. Anything that you say is just over the top and is going to be heard by everybody.
We were probably the only two screaming, but it sounded like, 100 people were screaming in there because it just echoed off those walls. You should have been there, Elliot. You should have been there. Hang on a second. You're breaking up a little bit. There you are. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks,
I'll see
man.
you soon. That guy right there, I used to play in a band with him.
And I used to attend all those shows as well.
You used to be my drum tech for
I
those
was your
shows.
drum tech at
This was
age
high school.
15.
We were in a band called Salvatron. And if you'd like to know where that name came from, my buddy was witnessing to a friend one night on the internet and misspelled salvation. And then they went, Salvatron. It's like a salvation robot.
I like it.
I like it.
Let's keep it.
So we were Salvatron.
Man. Late 90s Christian band names.
Oh, dude, Christian 90s music was some of the best music ever.
That's when we need to start playing some every once in a while on our
Forget
on our
Pearl
soundbites.
Jam. Forget Nirvana, man. Give me some
Newsboys.
DC talking Newsboys.
Yeah, Audio Adrenaline, we'll take it.
All-Star United. But anyways, I never got to the last. Let's get back to this past Sunday real quick, because it was, for those of y'all that slide on him in the ring, I was sold. I bought his T-shirts. I love Mr. Kennedy.
Well, the whole concept, when he says his name, he always repeats his last name, because back in the old days, like in the 40s and 50s, the ring announcer would always say, introducing Bruno Sammartino. Sammartino. They would always, back in the old days, they would always repeat the last name before a match. So that's kind of what he brought the whole gimmick. It was the old school
and
ring
announcing himself. He was the first. He was
with
one of
the old mic. He had an
Yeah.
old school mic, and his move's called the mic check, which is his finishing move, which is really cool.
And he was in there, and I was like, I need a mic check.
1, 2.
And that's when he did it, and we screamed our heads off. But he walked down, and of course we're just going babyface crazy at this point, because it's the last match. It's the title match. 2 out of 3 falls against Jeremiah Plunkett. And it was interesting how they started that match. Jeremiah Plunkett comes down, and everybody, I'm like, too sweet me, man, and they're all like, ugh. One guy almost slapped me in the chest, and I backed off. I said, chop me. He went for it, and I just went, no.
Well, then his music quits, and then all of a sudden we hear
him.
Anderson's music hits, but all of a sudden he just runs.
Jeremiah Plunkett gets out of the ring,
runs
and
to
just
the
runs
back.
to the back, and we're like, oh God, they botched that.
Like, is there another match? Did he come out? Was this the wrong match? I don't think this is the guy that's supposed to be out here right now.
And again, it's a 2 out of 3 falls count anywhere match, you know. So when Anderson starts making his way to the ring, we're like, what's going on? That
Plunkett
Jeremiah
runs back out.
Plunkett runs out with a chair behind him.
Wow!
Smacks him. Drags his lifeless body pretty much. We don't get to see the Anderson. We chat.
Selling the chair shot for a good, at least 5 to 7 minutes.
Oh,
because
at least.
As soon as he finally gets him in the ring, covers him.
1, 2, 3.
So he gets credited with a victory. So technically he's up 1-0.
Yeah, but immediately he gets up, or he kicks out after a few, and then he pins him. It was a quick, small package almost. 1, 2, 3. We're tied 1-1, right? So then it was pretty much just like a normal match. He gives him the mic check at the end. And
a lot of these matches, the heels would just take over the face just to protect them, because all the top guys, these are indie shows, so they're not going to go out and be extremely physical.
A lot of rest holds.
Yeah, a lot of just, laying on the mat, a lot of ground, work, but
after that, he did the mic check, he wins the match. And the best spot for me was at
But
the
we were
end.
bummed because he didn't do his entrance.
He didn't do his entrance. We wanted to yell at him.
The guy smacked him with a chair, and that's how the beginning of the match started, was him selling a chair shot for, like I said, 5 to 7 minutes. But then we were bummed he didn't do his entrance.
And we're sitting directly, like I could have pulled the guy's hair directly behind the bell guy, right?
Or his beard.
He has a giant beard, and he's just this thin, like hipster-looking guy, but you could tell he's not in the right place.
He's got khakis on and a nice blue blazer.
Blazer,
hey!
I don't think he watches wrestling, though, is all I'm saying. And so Anderson starts doing his thing, in the ring, and all of a sudden he stops, and he runs out of the ring, and he grabs a chair from underneath the guy, and he goes, you get in the ring right now.
Well, he asked the
Screaming
crowd
at him.
first if we want to do his entrance with him. And we're like, he's like, because if y'all don't want to, I'll just leave right now. So we get a no chant going. So he sticks
that's right.
in the
They
ring.
handed the mic first.
Yeah.
And he goes, the winner of this match from, and you yell, Green Bay. And he goes, stop it. You're messing me up.
You're ruining up my speech.
He goes, you're going to get me all mental. I got to do this. It's a timing thing. And he yells at you. From Green Bay, Wisconsin. And then he goes, Mr. Ken. And he stops, and we all went,
old school.
I was like, wrong show. And because he used to be
I can't
Mr.
say that. He goes, I
Kennedy
get in trouble for that. He said, I'll get paper served in the mail
on Wednesdays. He said something about a Wednesday. But anyways, after that, he does, Mr. Anderson, and then he stops. Or does he do I don't know if he did.
He says Anderson, then he holds the mic out to the crowd, and we all repeat it back.
And then he starts going out to the ring and getting kids to yell. A lot of kids. He waits and gets them all up here. Y'all know how this goes. I see Mr. Anderson, blah, blah. So it was just a cool night, man. We got a bunch of cool local wrestlers.
It was a good show. All in all, I had a great time. The crowd was really good. The card was great. I had no idea that it was actually going to be as good as it was. Like I said, the organicness starting off the whole night with us doing the Star Spangled Banner when the music went off. It was beautiful. But all in all, great show. Max, I'm really bummed that you couldn't make it, man.
Actually, I was going to ask you, Max, what did you think about the Kennedy spot? Did you well, dang it, man, I keep forgetting you
Gosh,
no-show.
You weren't even there. You were at Publix.
Publix with a bunch of Brussels sprouts in your hands. You're a weird Spry, Max.
Weird Spry, Max. Weird Spry.
You're a terrible friend.
I'm a terrible friend.
Ooh.
Dang, man.
That just escalated quickly.
I bought you cookies last night.
You didn't.
They're at my house. How do you know?
You didn't show up.
They're Rice Krispie Oreos. By the way, just for the record, I'm going to throw this out there. They do have Rice Krispie Treat Oreos now.
Once it touched your lips, it's so good.
Yeah, they were
So
great.
You ate like 8 of them last night.
I had 5.
They were great.
I tell Chad when he
I
comes
had
over.
3.
You had 3? No wonder there were 8
8
gone.
gone.
I counted.
Yeah.
I went, okay, there's 9. There's 8 gone. You know those things are $4.50.
Well, hey man, when
right?
you watch Monday Night Raw, you get the munchies, man. I mean, what else can you say about it? Yeah, they're fantastic.
He drinks all my milk, eats all my cookies.
I'm like Santa Claus, man.
Jeez.
I'm worse than Santa Claus, not a sponsor.
I wonder if old St. Nick would sponsor our show. That'd be awesome. But you know what? I'm looking forward. I talked to Wade Gann, actually was the promoter who booked the SLW, Southern Legacy Wrestling. And hopefully we'll be working with him in the future and we can advertise some more stuff because, man, if you're a local guy around this town or gal and you're listening and you watch wrestling, why would you not want to go to a local show?
Exactly.
Why would you not? And first off, for that matter, why would you not want to go with us? Like just be in a crowd. Because I guarantee you, if y'all are there, whoever's in the crowd, we're going to yell louder than you guys. We're going to come up with better phrases than you guys. Because we are the heels of the shoals.
We're going to be the only ones that actually bring signs to a show.
We did bring a sign. Actually, too, we bring the same sign to every
Everywhere we
show.
go.
It just says, spoiler alert, Cena wins. And so we brought that
Whether he's there or not,
to
it
the
doesn't
local
matter.
to the local indie show. That was funny to me. So we had a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll get there again. And actually next time, sorry, I just hit my mic. Next time we go there, I'm gonna wait till afterwards, and I'm gonna be like, let me get in the ring, because we were watching it, and to be honest, you see it on TV and you hear the big bounce of the ring and everything, and you think, dang man, that hurts. But then you go see it live. It really is like a trampoline.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of give, a lot of bounce to it.
We could do it.
But they were really overdoing the flare chops
Chad, I say
a whole lot during the whole show.
I say
That's all
right
they did.
now, October 20th, 2015, we make a thing, me and you, one match before we die.
I can't do it the 20th.
I'm just saying we're making the announcement today, but me and you, before we die, one match. Drum versus drummer.
Oh, I'm totally down. You don't
Okay.
want to do a tag team and do one-on-one?
I think we could do a tag team building into a one-on-one.
Oh, we need to have a heel turn. One of us need to turn heel.
That'd be fun. So we're making that announcement right now that one day we're going to fight each other.
WrestleMania 32?
WrestleMania 33.
Dallas?
Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't know. I'd love to do it in Dallas. I think maybe
Maybe.
a draw.
But listen, we got to take a small pause for our calls, for
We'll
Fox's sake.
We'll be right back.
I'm Jason Ball.
Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.
And we're back here on the Wrestling
That
World.
just
Don't
gets
forget,
me pumped up.
every single
I
time.
said it last week. I'm gonna say it again. It just gets me
Takes me back.
wild and crazy.
Takes me back because we're running wild here on the Wrestling World with Drum
Drummer.
Drummer. But this show is being brought to you by Mae Young's Hand Lotion. Is that it today? Is that the sponsor?
For your hands to be silky and smooth.
Mae Young's Hand Lotion.
Like a baby.
Baby hand lotion.
That was for you, critter. But Chad, we got Hell in a Cell coming up this Sunday. And we had Monday Night Raw last night. It was a lot of tag team matches.
But it's a really good show. I love seeing all the legends. Advertised was,
Stone
The
Cold.
Undertaker, yeah.
Actually, it starts off with,
Shawn Michaels. And
boom, right off the bat, Monday Night Raw, glass breaking.
We're in Dallas, where the home of WrestleMania 32 next year is going to be. So they're in the American Airlines Arena where the Mavericks play.
Yeah, and Stone Cold just boom, after 4 years of not being on Raw, boom, out of nowhere. And actually, they teased us because we thought, he kept saying he wasn't advertised. He's only doing the podcast.
He was trolling Twitter all week long about it.
Yeah. So Stone Cold comes out, starts cutting promos about Hell in a Cell and about talking about
The network
The
and-
network.
When he and Rock used to have great matches in Dallas back in the day, and
Talking about the podcast with Brock.
which was a fantastic. I loved it. I mean, it was a really good podcast. We'll get into the podcast later.
But I'm just going to quickly go through Raw again like I've been doing. First match of the evening we had, again, John Cena and the Dudleys versus New Day with New Day Rocks winning. New Day Rocks winning. No, you don't like that?
I hated it.
No, I thought what I just did. I
Yeah,
thought
I
you-
hated it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm actually answering your question.
Gotcha.
I hated
Okay.
it.
You hated me
Botcha,
or wrestling?
Botcha. I got a botcha.
Ah, Fasha.
Roger?
Next up we had Sasha Banks and Naomi.
The boss.
The boss!
And once again, everybody's chanting, "We want Sasha. We want Sasha." Everybody.
So we had Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Alicia Fox
And Nikki
Nikki Bella, with Alicia Fox and Nikki Bella pulling out the victory in that.
Nikki with the rack attack.
Don't you love that?
I do love it. She looks right at the
Yeah.
camera. She's like, "Here we go."
Boobies. And so right after that, Shawn Michaels comes out. Later on after that. Shawn Michaels comes out, cuts his promo.
Hilarious promo.
It was pretty good.
Put himself over like he claimed himself to be the
Well,
greatest.
Seth
wrestler
Rollins comes
that
out,
ever
interrupts
lived.
him, and he starts, blah, 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 back and forth.
Well,
And
Seth
he goes,
Rollins says everybody's saying that I
and
am Shawn Michaels version 2.
Version 2.
Yeah.
And Shawn said, it's funny about you and you guys
If
now.
I had a nickel for every time somebody said they were the next me, I'd be a billionaire.
But he also said something that was cool. He goes, when I was younger and I was aspiring to be a wrestler, I never wanted to be the second of anybody.
I wanted to be the first me.
Me. And he goes, I was too busy becoming the greatest wrestler in the history of wrestling, or however he said it.
But it's funny, the first thing he says, he apologizes to a fan for taking a bite of pizza on the way to the ring because he says he was starving. But even after the promo,
after the ring when he's leaving, he
takes
takes
a
a sip of the
of
guy.
their drink.
It's
Yeah,
the same kid?
person.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's hilarious. I missed the first one. I was in the other room, but he comes out. Seth Rollins comes out, and all of a sudden, boom! Well, you're gonna have to get used to you. Blah blah blah. Your opponent is Ryback. So Ryback comes to the ring. We have Ryback versus Seth Rollins, with Seth Rollins getting the victory in that.
Pedigree for the win.
Pedigree.
The pedigree.
For another preview to our Survivor Series matches, we had Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, and Neville versus Rusev, King Barrett, and Sheamus.
So random.
Yeah, but where's Stardust in all this? They're just burying him
So
again.
random.
So Rusev, King Barrett, Sheamus got the victory in that. It was a very heel night of victories, wasn't it?
Yeah, throughout the whole night.
Actually, so far, everybody that's won has been a heel, right?
So far, yeah. But
If you count Nikki Bella, she's a heel.
Well, I loved how right before they went to commercial, they show Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels talking backstage, and we're like, so we know that Flair's about to show up, and it's gonna get exciting. We always know it's a good time when the Nate gets in the ring and does his whole spiel.
And who did? Refresh my memory with that.
When he came out,
Yeah.
when he's in the ring, he talks about the history of Dallas, and he plugs WrestleMania 32, and then Flair reveals
quick,
that
I
Roman
love
Reigns is
Roman
going to
Reigns,
be
that's
teaming
what it
with
was.
Dean Ambrose tonight, and he starts dancing and.
But I have to say, when Rick's got this shtick now that he does, and every time he's on the radio or on the live television, he'll go, Dallas, Texas. Boy, I've had a lot of crazy nights here.
It always
and you
ended
know
up
what
in
I'm talking about.
Always ends up at the bar.
And he always goes, you know what I'm talking about. I love that. Every city he's in now, it's like his cheap pop. Boy, I've got a lot of stories in,
And everybody
San
knows exactly
Jose.
what he's talking about.
Yeah. But then after that match,
Very
we had
good.
your Divas champion, Charlotte, versus Brie Bella. What'd you think about that, Max?
I was kind of bored.
I don't like the
Brie.
tone of your voice.
I don't like Brie.
Liven up, Max.
Come on!
Push that voice a little.
I don't like Brie. I want to see more.
Oh, I can't stand Brie.
I would have rather seen Alicia Fox in there.
I liked Brie more when I watched Total Divas. I actually do. But I do not like her in the ring.
I think.
Brina!
Well, not only
I hate
that,
that.
she's in the shadow of Nikki. Nikki
Why
has
not do
been so
something
in the
like
spotlight
Charlotte
for so
versus
long.
Naomi? That would have been entertaining at least.
Well, they should have, but they used them up in the earlier matches. After that, we had your favorite, Mark Henry, spelled with a K, not a C,
Get it right.
versus Kevin Owens. And actually, that spot at the end where, he does the push-up powerbomb,
Pop-up powerbomb.
pop-up powerbomb.
Well, he nailed a super
Nailed
kick.
it.
He nailed it. Owens nailed a super kick right before, and then he caught Henry to that pop-up
That was
powerbomb.
that was sweet.
That was too
Because,
sweet.
when you go off the rope, even when they jump, you still got to push
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And he's like, what, 500 pounds or
Almost.
400 pounds?
420.
420 pounds?
Yeah.
That's a great number. Our main event
I
of the
saw
evening.
Rob Van Dam actually just tweeted that yesterday.
Yeah.
Just yesterday. That's all it was.
I'm gonna have to look-
420.
I'm going to have to look that up. And maybe it's like some record he set recently. But our main event of the evening of Raw last night, we actually got to see the Shield reunite for one match.
And it was Seth Rollins that actually said he was gonna
Only
help
to
out.
prove a point to Triple H. That's what he was doing, because he was talking to Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and he was saying that I'm not the second version of anybody. You want me to go tag with them? Fine, I'll be their partner. They don't have a partner, I'll be their partner. So he comes out, and it's Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns versus the Wyatt family. And out of nowhere, Eric Rowan's been out of action for months, and you would
He
think
just
they'd
shows
do
up.
something. Well, Luke Harper gets stretchered off last week, one of the members of the Wyatts. I didn't even read anything about that. Next thing
No
you know,
idea. We had
lights
no
are
clue.
out,
Yeah.
and then boom, there's Eric Rowan.
And
out
even
of
the
nowhere.
announcers don't even say one thing about it till later in the match.
Michael
Like,
Cole goes, "Is that Eric Rowan?
He hasn't been in a couple of months. Yeah.
So it was a It's kind of odd, not to bring back or say anything to anybody, but what overall, what'd you think about Raw, Max?
Too many tag matches.
Oh, there's way too
Way
many
too
tag
many.
matches.
4, 6. Wait, no, they had 3, but there was another tag match. But still, they had at least 3 6-man tag. That's 18 people, right? No, wait, what would that be? 24.
I'm not doing math
Dang.
this early, man.
I mean, my gosh, way
I don't
too
get
many
paid to do
people
math.
being thrown just for the sake of getting the appearance on the show. I don't dig it. At least it's better than Lumberjack
I mean, isn't
match.
that why you have SmackDown and Superstars? To put all these B characters on.
And Sunday Night Heat
I kind of feel like behind the scenes, Teddy Long.
and Velocity?
And Velocity. Do what, Max?
I kind of feel like behind the scenes, Teddy Long's back there.
Laughing.
Yeah. We got another tag match.
Tag
player.
player.
Sorry, player.
Tag match? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But this Sunday's going to be pretty good, I have to admit. This Sunday, we got a little bit of time left before we have to take a pause, but this Sunday is Hell in a Cell, live from Staples Centers, October 25th.
2 big, huge Hell in a Cell matches going on.
First one, the main match of the whole thing is the Dead Man, The Undertaker, will battle for the final time out of his third match.
The Beast Incarnate! And this is their last hurrah.
Their last hurrah
billing
in
that as
a
his
Hell
last
in a
one.
Cell.
Yeah.
Because there's only a couple matches in a Hell in a Cell, right? I think.
Yeah, that one in the
And
Roman.
Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt's going to be another good
And my
one.
gosh, I hope this is the finale of this feud.
I'm done with it.
And
I'm
it's-
so over it.
Seth Rollins is Hell in a Cell match, too.
That one's a Hell in a Cell too?
With Kane?
Okay, so but then you got Seth Rollins versus Demon
No, it's
Kane.
not.
And
No,
if
it's-
Kane doesn't win the
They always have a
title,
ton of matchups.
It's just
hey
a
guys,
regular-
I'm doing a radio show over here.
It's just a regular match.
Can y'all please shut up?
And if Demon Kane loses,
Corporate Kane is fired.
he's relieved of his duties. Speaking of duties, Max.
Duties. But yes, we did say Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt in a Hell in a Cell. And Max, would you please tell us what the tag team title match is?
The Dudleys versus New Day.
And how many times would it be if the Dudleys win?
Oh, gosh.
How many titles will they have total in WWE?
10!
10!
10!
We ain't doing
10!
that. So we got New Day versus the Dudleys. We got Kevin Owens versus Ryback for the Intercontinental title match.
Then
We got
the
Charlotte
Divas
and
match.
Nikki Bella for the Divas title. And you know what? I'm going to finish this.
Recently added.
Hang on. I'm going to finish this when we come back. We got to
Okay.
take a small pause.
Be right back.
We'll be right back here on the Wrestling Reel. Call us.
Coming to you live right here on Fox Sports Show. Every Friday we'll be out at local shows. Area
How bad are you at us right now?
important Region 8 matchups.
Can't really-
Hey, man, it's kayfabe.
My broadcast
Yeah, dude.
partner, Leslie, will cover all the hard-hitting action live every Friday night.
It's fun.
Live from the stadium.
You know, really good. Just remember what, like if you press on one of these, it'll tell you what number it's coming out of. You just have to remember. It looks like you
Northwood
can.
Pharmacy is the
I'm
Shaw's
so
area's
sorry,
alternative to the
I just
big box
don't
pharmacy.
want
In
to-
there, you're fine.
Max, you gonna hand today?
Just down from 7 Point Shopping Center in North Florence. A
I think I know what to do.
family-oriented business. If you're
Your
tired
hand?
of the endless
Mhm.
wait
Run your hand. Let's wave your hand to the camera.
Martha, John, and Susan,
everything
and
is fun.
experience what fast and friendly customer
I mean, even
service
that's
can
fine,
mean to
'cause
you.
nothing is
They'll
like going
always
on.
be there to
Yeah.
answer your
For a long
medication and
time.
prescription questions and help you manage your health. Most insurance
Too
plans are
sweet.
accepted. Northwood Pharmacy also offers a convenient drive-through window as well as an app for all your refill needs. Northwood Pharmacy is a proud sponsor of Auburn football and Auburn University. They believe
Justin,
in
you got any,
Auburn Tigers.
post
Northwood Pharmacy is open
segment
to
drama
from
going on
9
right
until
now?
6, Monday through Friday, and 9 until 1
It's
on
just
Saturday.
weird that weird that the world title
Northwood
match is in
Pharmacy
a Hell in a
has
Cell.
been helpful to you since 1984.
Honestly, it'd be the most boring show ever, or match ever, because Kane wouldn't be able to do anything in the cage.
Do you think the Undertaker will?
Yeah,
I think the Undertaker.
because he's a man
I
that
think the
has
I think the
that's
Undertaker's
lost
gonna die.
everything, so he has nothing left.
I think
to
the
lose.
Undertaker's literally going to die at Hell in a Cell.
Oh, that'd be terrible. In Dallas, actually, would be good. Have a funeral there.
Because, like, you know, after.
Undertaker's funeral will be the best funeral of all time.
Is it Night of Champions they wrestle second?
Is it
to SummerSlam, and then
The other one's on your hot class.
Yeah. The other women music.
no, it was SummerSlam.
Wait, okay, that was the.
That's
Which made
the
it even more
Okay,
appealing.
this is just.
the FNF.
Justin, when we come back and I do like the last two
All those that says sound or
matches of the card for SummerSlam.
You know about them?
I'm not SummerSlam. Yeah, I got it.
I've got someone on that
Hell,
phone guy. I'll get some.
No.
I think Justin's gonna get some.
They said Tyler Breeze, maybe he's backstage at for the SmackDown tapings in Austin. I hope he's there tonight. That would be so awesome.
Looking at the 10 likeliest opponents for John Cena at WWE RSL.
Hang out with me Monday through Friday as I get
Tyler
you
Breeze nuts.
for all your
Daniel
national and
Bryan.
shows area sports. We'll
That
have
would be
local
cool.
and national sports
He's cleared
writers,
to wrestle.
your favorite high school head coaches, and other
Cesaro.
personalities as well. I'll be giving
that
away
still would be
tickets to
cool.
sporting events,
Tyler
concerts, and
Breeze.
other events. So tune in with me every weekday from 6 to 8 a.m.
Kevin Owens.
Fox
I mean, Dean Ambrose. Doing double duty.
He's so into it when he says that.
I wish we were. But we are, because we're back here on the wrestling room with Drum and
John
Drummer.
Cena!
And we're back. We were just going over the card for Hell in a Cell coming up this Sunday on the WWE Network that
Chris,
you can get
stop
for
listening.
only
$9.99. Chris said he stopped listening to us.
I don't blame him.
Would
Come
you?
on, Chris. No, because it's too sweet. Show's way too sweet. We got two more matches that we're going to talk about. Justin, we left off the kickoff show. We got Neville, Cesaro, and Dolph Ziggler again versus
Same
Rusev,
exact match we saw last
Sheamus,
night.
and King Barrett. But I am looking forward to John Cena is going to have his U.S. Open challenge for the WWE United States Championship.
And it's versus
hopefully
question mark. Who is
Yeah.
this guy? I haven't heard
I don't know,
about him.
but according to the dirt sheets, I'm so excited. Somebody may get called up.
Breeze nuts!
The gorgeous one,
Tyler Breeze.
Tyler Breeze.
We've all
He's
heard
done
rumors.
everything there is to do under the sun in NXT.
He was the champion, right?
He's never won the championship, but he has been the ultimate just workhorse the whole time in NXT for a good at least 2 years. It's been because I remember seeing him when we were in New Orleans, walking the streets.
I saw him and I was like, who's this guy?
Yeah, I was like, I know he's a wrestler.
I'm pretty sure he walked into IHOP when we were in there.
Yeah, he was the first one that left.
Yeah.
Like, he passed us and walked across the street on.
Him and a couple other NXT guys. I didn't know who NXT guys were back then, like 2 years ago, really.
Yeah, but man, I mean, we were actually Max while we were on commercial break just had seven, or how many people that could
10
possibly be the
likeliest
people?
opponents for
10
John
likely.
Cena at LSL.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
It went Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens,
Cesaro.
Dean Ambrose, Cesaro, Tyler Breeze.
I'm really
Dolph
hoping for
Ziggler,
either Tyler Breeze.
Neville.
It won't be Neville. He's
They
already.
threw Finn Balor in there.
I don't think Finn will do it yet. Not yet. We'll know when Finn's going to get called up. Whenever Finn does get called up, though, it'd be huge. Like Donald Trump says, be huge. It's huge. It's huge, Max.
Guess who the 10th person was?
Who?
Braun Strowman.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Jan Strowman.
Jan Strowman. Actually, I've been reading. Let's get to a few dirt sheets real quick. I've actually been reading.
Reigns.
Strowman Reigns.
I've been reading a few things that since Summer Rae and Rusev are done, because Rusev and Lana are engaged,
I would love for this to happen.
Summer Rae and Tyler Breeze pairing up, and they actually did pair up in a house show. I think it may have been like February of this year, but they showed a picture. Those two together, they look good. I mean, it could be a good pairing.
I don't understand why Summer Rae's getting paired with so many people. I mean, who was it originally? Fandango was first, and then
Adam Rose,
and then it was Rusev, and it's
You pay
like
way too much attention to Summer Rae, dude.
How was she in person?
Yeah. I've seen
she
better.
was cool, but her boyfriend at the time was a real.
You know what?
You know what?
Yeah.
Say it.
I can't say it because
Say it.
douche.
He was awful.
Douchebag. Excuse me.
He was
Excuse me.
awful, man.
Woo.
Actually, some of the other dirt sheets I've been reading too lately are Goldust is teasing a return.
I love Goldust.
I don't even know what that noise is.
Actually, Goldust, his music is definitely my top 5 of all time. I love Goldust theme.
Hey. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Good.
It's good. But Randy Orton actually is injured right now. We haven't mentioned that.
Supposedly, I don't know.
Well, he was in. They had the kickoff match, and he was in that match, and then he injured himself, and he wasn't there last night. He's not at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I'm just wanting to know if they're just writing him off, because apparently I read that he's wanting an HBK, a Shawn Michaels type schedule, to where he's like he shows up to televised events, but he doesn't do as many house shows.
He got a shoulder injury. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
soldier injury.
Well, I know
Shoulder
he's
injury.
about to take some time off, and and actually speaking of Randy Orton, we may, not saying it's going to happen, but we have some leads possibly to have.
Don't you drop the ball on this,
I
Fletch.
know, Fletch. We're going to follow up with this one, bruh. But hopefully we can have Randy Orton, because there's some connection between Randy
Maybe get
Orton's
him to call
bus
in.
driver and some friends here at the studio. But
Maybe we can get him to call in. But hey, you know what I read the other day?
what did you
You're
read,
gonna love?
Justin? Tell me. I want to hear what you read.
I'm so excited about this, Chad.
Tell me.
Finn Balor versus Sheamus is advertised.
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. That's awesome.
Finn Balor is advertised to fight Sheamus in the upcoming Ireland tour.
In Dublin. That's going to be an Irish stacked card.
You're going, aren't you? Didn't you?
Oh,
buy
yeah,
tickets?
yeah.
Max, didn't you buy tickets to Ireland?
I'm going to take a ferry over there.
I think Max has a ferry in his dad's house.
Hello. Max is getting all butthurt over here. Speaking of butthurt,
I didn't
this
say
morning,
you are a ferry. I said you had a ferry. There's a difference. You ride on one. Wow, that could have gone both. Never mind.
Ferry. Come on, man. Jeez, Max.
He always has to get the mind in the gutter.
I
don't
really
know
do.
why.
That's gonna be.
Seriously.
It's gonna be a fun show, though.
I did read too that Jericho posted some tweets recently that
Raw is Jericho.
very nice timing, Chris. I did read though that Jericho.
Maybe out for a little while.
He's just doing house shows though.
Yeah,
He's
take
been
a
doing a
little-
run of house shows, and now he tweeted something about he wrestled his last show in the WWE for a while. He'll be back later. But Fozzie's going on tour November and December. To be
They've
honest,
been killing it lately.
To be honest, you know me, I'm more of a pop fan. I like, just easy listening kind of stuff. I want to go see Fozzy.
I do too, just for the sake of seeing Chris Jericho being a front man.
But then we be those
band.
guys that are there screaming "Raw is Jericho."
I don't
and
think so.
we'd be doing all that trying to get his attention.
Eh.
That's probably got to piss him off. You're trying so hard to be a musician, and all you get is your, Jericho-holics out there screaming for you. Come on, that's got to be a little annoying.
Well, I mean, you got to think though when you're a frontman of a band and and you're just doing nothing but all these catchphrases from wrestling. I mean, he probably just gets really bored with it because he hears it all the time. But we'd still be those guys because, like we said, we don't care. We're going to try to get ourselves over as much as we can. And speaking of getting over, we're getting over today.
Nice. Well, listen, we appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be here the same bat time, same bat channel next week.
Adam West.
But we've appreciated you guys listening in here to 97.9 Fox Sports Shoals.
We do this every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday
11
for the
a.m.
Wrestling Reel with Drum and Drummer. Be sure to download the Fox Sports Shoals app. We really ask you guys to do that. There's a direct line and you can call. Next Tuesday when we're here, we will have phone lines open. Chad, you got some parting
Yeah, just
words
don't forget to
say?
follow us on the official Twitter page of the Wrestling Reel at Real2Us979.
And Chad's at Chad Burdine. I'm at Drummer Ho. Max, you got any parting words? What'd you learn today, Max?
Want to take a flare chop?
That you don't know wrestling.
That
Flare
I
chop.
don't know
Come on,
wrestling.
flare chop.
No.
Get up.
No.
Get up.
Ow.
Ow. Ow. Flare chop. Ow. Ow.
Thanks a lot, everybody. This is the Wrestling Reel with Drum and Drummer. Because it's still real to us.
I'm chopping someone. Who wants to get chopped?
Ow.
That was fun.
Some abuse at the very end.
That was fun, Max. I'm glad you let me do that.
I didn't let you.